today, since as long as I've done this correctly, this video is going to upload on Friday the 13th. So I figured, why not? Let's take a look at some insane instances of events that happened on Friday the 13th. And I didn't really have any type of Halloween or holiday specials going on, so I guess this kind of counts as one, which is why you're gonna see like the jack-o'-lantern livery going on, because it is October, it is spooky times. Why not? Let's dig into it. Now, I had a big opening speech planned to delve into the origins of Friday the 13th, which actually had to do with Christianity, with Jesus and the 12 apostles in the Last Supper, and Judas Iscariot being unlucky number 13, which led to Jesus' crucifixion on Good Friday. Thus, bam, Friday the 13th, bad luck for everybody. So that was fun. So that being said, I'm your host, Kevin. This is Crime Chronicle. The murder of Kitty Genovese is a tragic and well-known incident that occurred on March 13, 1964, when Kitty Genovese was stabbed to death outside her apartment in Queens, New York. According to initial reports, there were nearly 40 people who heard or witnessed the incident, but no one came forward to help or call the police. Although the number of witnesses has been refuted since then, there is no doubt that there was a lack of quick intervention. 6 days after the murder, Winston Moseley was arrested for an unrelated crime and confessed to the murder while in custody. He stated his motive for killing Genovese was his desire to kill a woman. Moseley was handed a life sentence for Genovese's murder, and he died in March 2016 after serving 52 years in prison. This incident became famous and was widely reported in the media because of the bystander effect, which is a social psychological phenomenon in which individuals are less likely to offer help to someone in distress when other people are present. Several psychologists have studied the bystander effect, which can explain why no one came forward to help Genovese. The Kitty Genovese case led to changes in the way police and emergency services are dispatched. It also sparked research into the bystander effect and prompted people to think about their responsibility to help others in need. The Black Friday fires in Victoria, Australia in 1939 were indeed a devastating event that resulted in the loss of almost 5 million acres of land and 71 human lives, as well as the destruction of thousands of homes and businesses. The cause of the fires was a combination of an unnaturally dry summer and a long-lasting drought, which provided perfect conditions for the fires to spread and intensify. Moreover, several small fires had already broken out before the Black Friday fires, but they were mostly ignored as people believed they would eventually die down. However, high winds fanned the fires out of control, causing them to merge and create the disaster that has been remembered in history books. This tragedy served as a wake-up call for the Australian government to take proactive measures to prevent similar disasters from happening again. The government created the Country Fire Authority, which provides firefighting and emergency management services to rural areas in Victoria. Additionally, the government has implemented various programs and campaigns to raise awareness about the importance of fire safety and preparedness. The Black Friday fires of 1939 were a devastating event that had long-lasting impacts on Australia. The tragedy highlights the importance of taking proactive measures to prevent and manage natural disasters. Today, the Australian government continues to work towards ensuring the safety of its citizens and protecting them against such disasters. Britney Kilgore, a 22-year-old woman who had recently divorced her husband, was looking for assistance to move back to her hometown. She encountered Louis Ray Perez, who offered to help her if she partied with him that night. Perez claimed he would have 5 men available to aid in her move. Kilgore met up with Perez on the fateful Friday the 13th, but tragically disappeared. Days later, her unclothed corpse was discovered in a ditch. It was uncovered that Perez, along with his pregnant wife and mistress Dorothy Maraglino, were actively involved in the S&M lifestyle. This unconventional arrangement included a third woman, Jessica Lopez, who served as their slave. Their residence housed a fully equipped dungeon featuring various restraints and tools for sadistic activities. Disturbing evidence suggested that Kilgore unwillingly became entangled in their dangerous sexual practices. On that fateful night, the group allegedly strangled her to death and callously disposed of her body. This revelation shed light on the risks associated with engaging in extreme sexual activities without the explicit consent of all parties involved. Following a thorough investigation, Perez, Maraglino, and Lopez were found guilty of multiple charges, including murder, kidnapping, torture, and sexual battery. As a result, all 3 individuals received life sentences without the possibility of parole. The court deemed their actions as heinous and deserving of the most severe punishment. The legal consequences of their crimes serve as a stark reminder of the importance of upholding the principles of consent and respect in all intimate relationships. This case stands as a testament to the justice system's commitment to holding individuals accountable for their actions, particularly when they involve such egregious acts of violence. The San Diego S&M killing sent shockwaves through the local community and beyond. People were horrified by the gruesome details of the case and the tragic loss of Britney Kilgore's life. This incident brought attention to the dangers of engaging in extreme sexual practices without the consent of all parties involved. It served as a wake-up call for the importance of recognizing signs of coercion or non-consensual activities within intimate relationships. The tragedy highlighted the need for education and awareness regarding healthy and consensual practices in order to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. The San Diego S&M killing was a truly horrifying crime that resulted in the tragic loss of Britney Kilgore's life. The involvement of Louis Ray Perez, Dorothy Maraglino, and Jessica Lopez in a twisted version of the sadistic lifestyle led to a devastating outcome. However, the subsequent legal proceedings ensured that justice was served, providing some solace to the victim's family. With the perpetrators now facing life sentences, this case serves as a chilling reminder of the dire consequences that can arise from engaging in non-consensual and dangerous sexual practices. It underscores the importance of consent, respect, and safety in all intimate relationships. Now, here's a story that definitely feels like an unmade Friday the 13th film. When English-born David McGreevy was 21, his parents kicked him out of the house. McGreevy began renting a room with the Ralph family in 1973. The family included parents Clive and Elsie and their 3 young children, Paul, Dawn, and Samantha. McGreevy would help the family out. He was known to cook dinners often and babysit the children, with whom he had a close relationship. But on Friday, April 13, 1973, something made McGreevy snap. He had started drinking earlier in the evening, and Ralph gave him a ride home before leaving to pick up his wife. Little did they know tragedy was about to strike. When the couple returned, they were met by a horrifying scene. Police were already at their residence, delivering the devastating news that their 3 precious children were dead. The shock and grief must have been unimaginable. How could a night that started like any other end in such a horrific way? The details of that fateful night would haunt the Ralph family forever. McGreevy's descent into madness on that fateful night is nothing short of horrifying. Fueled by anger and alcohol, he snapped when 9-month-old Samantha's cries for a bottle became too much for him to bear. In a fit of rage, he covered her mouth, the innocent baby. But his rampage didn't end there. He turned his attention to 2-year-old Dawn, choking her and mercilessly cutting her with a razor. The horror continued as he used a curtain rod to strangle 4-year-old Paul, and then in a truly macabre act, he murdered the lifeless bodies of the children before impaling them on the neighbor's fence with a pickaxe. The sheer brutality of these crimes is beyond comprehension. Initially, McGreevy denied the crimes, but eventually told police, "It was me, but it wasn't me." It was a perplexing statement that left investigators puzzled. Did he mean he was responsible for the gruesome acts but felt disconnected from his own actions? Or was he trying to distance himself from the unimaginable horror he had unleashed? Whatever the case, McGreevy's confession shattered any hope of finding an alternative explanation. He pleaded guilty to the murders, accepting the weight of his heinous deeds. The court sentenced him to multiple life sentences, ensuring that he would never walk free again. Except he did walk free again. In 2018, after a parole board hearing, it was deemed that David had changed remarkably in the last 45 years, and thus was granted his parole and released in December of 2018. The denial and subsequent confession only added to the chilling nature of this tragic event. On a seemingly ordinary day in 2010, a 13-year-old child experienced an extraordinary stroke of bad luck. While attending the Lowestoft Seafront Air Festival, the young teenager was struck by lightning. The unfortunate incident occurring on Friday the 13th, adding an eerie twist to an already harrowing event. When first responders arrived at the scene of the lightning strike, they were astonished to note that it had occurred at 1:13 p.m. What made this timing even more remarkable was that it coincided with the military time of 1313. This convergence of numbers added an extra layer of mystique to an already extraordinary event. The odds of a 13-year-old being struck by lightning at exactly 13:13 on Friday the 13th seemed almost unfathomable. The remarkable coincidence of the date, location, and time only deepens the intrigue surrounding this incident. Despite the overwhelming odds stacked against him, the 13-year-old victim managed to find a glimmer of good luck amidst the chaos. Although he suffered minor burns from the lightning strike, he ultimately made a full recovery. This unexpected turn of events serves as a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit. It is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope for a brighter future. The incident raises intriguing questions about the role of fate and chance in our lives. How does one navigate through a world where the unexpected can strike at any moment? The story of this young teenager serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of cherishing each day. It prompts us to reflect on the fragility of our existence and the need to embrace the present moment. In a world filled with uncertainties, this extraordinary event serves as a poignant reminder to live each day to the fullest. The story of the 13-year-old struck by lightning at exactly 1313 is a remarkable tale of both misfortune and resilience. It serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of life and the need to remain vigilant in the face of adversity. While the incident may have been a stroke of bad luck, the young victim's recovery stands as a testament to the power of hope and the ability to overcome even the most extraordinary challenges. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you again for making it to the end of another episode. You are awesome. If you appreciate what I do here, then please go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. If there's any cases or events you'd like to hear me talk about in a future episode, then please leave those suggestions down in the comments. If you're this far into my spiel, then please consider subscribing and keep up to date on my future uploads. Don't forget to hit that bell to turn on all notifications. That way you'll know when I upload a new episode and YouTube doesn't just bury me. That's all I've really got for you today. I've been your host, Kevin. This has been Crime Chronicle, and you stay safe out there.